M3GAN 2.0.
He's never going to see this movie. Okay, M3GAN 2.0. M3GAN, by the way, M3GAN. So I'm going to look up my 2023 list. M3GAN, I have listed as I have it above, certainly above the Best Picture winner from that year, but I have it also above American Fiction. I have it above Beau is Afraid. Todd probably would too. I have it above a lot of things. Anyway, I love the first M3GAN. Great movie. It was great because it was released in January. So this one is released in June. So it's kind of, will it hold up? I saw this movie, I think at the same time that Terry did. I saw this movie at 10:30 at night on a Friday. And that is the perfect time to see this movie because this movie is ridiculous. It's nonsensical. It's outrageous. And it's also a lot of fun. Now, one of the things I liked about this movie, one of many things actually, is that it is completely different from the original M3GAN. If you remember, the original M3GAN was kind of this sort of like Chucky-esque rip-off horror, but kind of a little campy of the doll getting, ingratiated with the family, but really wanting to kill Alison Williams, but protecting the little kid. This movie, I mean, we accuse a lot of movies in this podcast of just recycling the same premise. Even you could say F1 sort of did it. This movie is totally different than the original. It is, if M3GAN, the first one, was a horror movie, this is like a spy thriller. It has a lot more in common with like Mission Impossible than it does the original M3GAN, because in this movie, which by the way opens on the Turkish, what was it, Terry? The Turkish-Iraqi border or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It is about a rogue robot or AI creation that is threatening to destroy humanity. Now, the first M3GAN was not about that. The first M3GAN was this kind of intimate, small movie about this killer doll in the house, and she kills a dog and grabs an axe and shit like that. But this movie is about an international circuit of AI, that's really threatening to kill. And normally when I see that, I'm like, really? Do we really need that shit? But again, it's 10:30 at night on a Friday night, and it's M3GAN 2.0. And I dug it. All right. I like this movie a lot. Another thing I liked about this movie is that in the first movie, it portrayed the little girl as basically this victim, and she was sort of an afterthought in the movie. I actually really like the little girl in this movie. She's played by an actress named Violet McGraw. Her name is Katie, spelled K-A-D-Y, by the way. Didn't know that. And she's actually kind of like nerdy in this movie. She understands code and she programs M3GAN to do certain things, which is really kind of cool. There's this nice element in the movie where Alison Williams is not too unlike the Zoe Saldana character from Elio. She's just basically this relative who's struggling to raise her kid, who's just a little bit off, maybe on the autism spectrum somewhere, trying to understand her. And then you get this kind of Silence of the Lambs-esque plot where M3GAN is invited back into the stage to hunt down this rogue AI bot that's killing everybody. And that's cool. And M3GAN has some really fun. This is another thing I liked about the movie. M3GAN has some really great banter with Alison Williams. They are like going after each other consistently in this movie with some really good one-liners. There's a sequence toward the end of the movie where M3GAN, because she can't take the form of a robot, she actually has to enter Alison Williams's head. That shit's funny. I mean, I was really, and that's good acting by Alison Williams too. Needless to say, this is not a movie with a high IQ. This is not a movie that's going to win any Oscars. But I really enjoy it. I also really enjoy the fact that if Todd ever assigns me something really stupid, like, if we ever have to do another Longest Yard-esque power ranking, there's always the threat that I can assign him M3GAN 2.0, which is really fun because I think he would short circuit and give it 0 stars. I think this is a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I'm at 3 stars. It's not quite as good as the first one. It's a little long and inflated, but man, I had a lot of fun at it. I think it's kind of a blast of a movie. Only at 10:30 at night, though.
All right. I agree almost with everything you say.
There we go.
Like it's dumb, it's silly, it's stupid. Where is it?
I love silly. Exactly. That is the reason behind that quote.
But it's so much fun, right? And you're right. It's completely different than the first one. It does things completely differently. It approaches it completely differently. I thought the beginning was a little rough as it was trying to settle into this new premise was going to be. I thought Alison Williams in the first half hour was annoying, but once it settles into what's going on, yeah, you have a blast with this movie. And yeah, the banter M3GAN and Gemma have is great, especially when she enters her head. Amelia is fascinating too, and seeing what she does in this. It was cool to see Christian, played by Aristotle Atari, who is an SNL alum. I've never seen him in anything other than the few sketches he did in one season of SNL, and then I was like, oh hey, I know that face. Yeah, it's a blast. This movie. It's just turn your brain off and enjoy watching it all play out, and yeah. And I like your comparison to Mission Impossible movie, because in some ways, yeah, they're fighting the entity, and
Yeah,
that's what's going on here. It's fun. It's fun. I'm right with you on pretty much everything.
and don't you think Todd would give it 0? I mean, Todd would give the first M3GAN like a half star, I think, out of just like courtesy. He'd be full 0 stars in this one, and I think it's actually like. But it's the perfect example of a really dumb movie that actually works because it's dumb. I mean, you can't take this material seriously. It's ridiculous. You literally have a scene with a guy crawling through a ventilation system. I mean, I love that. That's just great in a movie like this. And I even think it's a little better than the trailers. I thought the trailers made it look like M3GAN was turning into like a superstar. Like they had that fan and she's like, grab your vaginas, bitches. I don't think the movie really does that. I think it has a nice sort of complex portrait of M3GAN. Oh, and we forgot to say, there is a great breakout musical scene in this movie I was the only one in the theater at 10:30 at night. I was laughing when the song breaks out, and then Alison Williams' reaction to it is actually, I think, hilarious and really, really well done. So yeah, this was a blast. That's the only word you could use to describe it.
I saw this at 7:15 because I saw this before F1. That's just how the times worked out. It was the biggest theater biggest screen that the theater had, and I was all by myself.
Yeah, there we go. I am okay with the M3GAN 3.0. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think this could really develop into like something campy and fun that you don't take too seriously. But I like I even like the stupid characters that she works with. I mean, that's a fun little group. They have a nice little rapport there. By the way, I like in the opening of the movie, I actually really like the system that they're devising that gives people super strength. Almost like real steel or something like that. That's actually a really good idea. Some companies should develop that, because you're right. In the future, people with jobs that involve like physical, labor-intensive jobs, they're just going to be tired. So get machinery that can augment that. I actually thought that was a really good idea.
It was.
I've never seen that in a movie before. I thought that was cool.
Todd, you haven't even seen the first one?
No, I have. It sucks, but
okay.
That's why I didn't see this one. This movie made less than Elio, by the way. So that's that shows you how much people actually agree with you guys that agree with me that this was not going to be worth watching.
Yeah, I have this rated pretty much exactly the same as I have the first one rated. So, all right. So that's twice approved and one never going to see it. So
unless he gets assigned it.
Unless he gets assigned it.
This is like at the end of the Santa Claus, how Scott Calvin gives his son, if you ever want to contact me, shake the snow globe thing. If Todd ever assigned me a really shitty movie, I'm assigning him M3GAN 2.0.
I liked your idea of doing a longest yard power rankings, though. Like, I didn't really consider that.
Well,
I'm not really sure what that would be, but I like the idea that you came up with.